Hi, I'm Bruce Cameron. I'm the vacancy pastor of Ebenezer Lutheran Church in St. Louis. And today I'd like to talk about the gospel reading for March 21st, the fourth Sunday in Lent, which is John chapter 9. And if you can, read the whole book or the whole chapter. It's not all that long, and the gospel reading is all 41 verses of John chapter 9. And I would like to say today a little bit about how the chapter starts. And it starts with the question about a man who has been born blind. All of his life he has been blind, and he was that way at birth. And so the disciples of Jesus ask him, why did this happen? How could he have sinned and be punished like this? Did his parents sin? And was that the reason? Who sinned? And Jesus' answer is the same answer we get from all the rest of the Bible, which is that the Lord is not going to answer that question. That the only answer you get is that no, this man didn't sin in order to be born blind, that's his punishment. It is not his parents who sinned, but in order that the works of God might be revealed, that the works of God might be revealed in his life. And Jesus then goes on to heal the man. And there's the whole discussion of the rest of the chapter of whether that was the right thing for him to do. He's healing a man on the Sabbath. Whether Jesus should have that authority if he's not going to do the things that they thought he should be doing on the Sabbath day. Why? And in the middle of all that, you have one of the favorite people of the Bible, which is this man who was born blind. He has lived his entire life begging for the money that would help sustain him through his life. And he is someone who, even with that background, is not going to be bullied, certainly not by the people in authority. He is someone who can say, I don't know what stuff that you guys are talking about, the things that you're asking, but this I know. I was blind, and now I see. And in the rest of the chapter, which we may talk about more later, in the rest of the chapter, Jesus is the center of the question of what is he doing? What does it mean? Why is he like this? And he talks all the way to the end of the chapter about those who say that they can see but are still blind. We are going through a time when, well, the reason I'm doing this video at home is that we are not to go out. We are not to gather in groups. We cannot get together as a church body. And the question can come up, why is this happening? What is the Lord doing in all this? Why didn't he stop this? Why is he letting this happen not only to us, but around the world? And if you go, well, you got time, read the book of Job. The book of Job discusses precisely this question. Why has this happened? Is somebody at fault? Who is to blame for what happened to Job? And if you read through that, and you'll probably start to wear out about halfway through the book, in the middle of the discourses of this and the disagreements about that, skip to the end of the book. Skip to chapters 38 through 42, when the Lord himself gives his answer. And it's not an answer that says, this is why it's happened. Because if you have gone through death and distress around you and in your family, if you are going through the troubles of this time, what kind of answer would you accept? To say, oh, okay, well, that's why this is happening. That makes this all better. There, there is not that kind of an explanation. You can go to the book of Ecclesiastes, which in the same way talks about injustices, about things that happen that seem senseless. And at the end of it, the answer is not to say, oh, this is why this happens, but to say that the Lord is in control over all of this. We come finally to Jesus in order to have confidence in the Lord, that He has made a commitment to us, that in Jesus there are things that I do not know why they are happening. I do not know why they happened to us and not to someone else. But this is what I do know. I know that our Lord, our Redeemer, lives. I know that He will be with us through this. And I know that if I can have confidence in Him forever, that I can have confidence in Him today and tomorrow and through all of this. That the Lord will see us through, that the Lord will be the one who opens our eyes. Finally, not only the man born blind, but those who needed to have their eyes directed to Jesus and to say what He did, the kind of God He is for us. That's our confidence. That's the Lord's promise. And that's what we'll live on today and always.